Next, he's striking out as a gigolo, but he's making the grade with Audrey Landers. Tyrone Power Jr. is starring as the California Casanova next.
We have something to tell you.
We got a surprise.
It's Cinemax in April
Get the picture, boo-boo.
with 167 toe-tapping movies.
You guys have what it takes to go all the way to the top.
They had a little bit of luck and a whole lot of soul.
I love this record. I mean, it is hot.
Robert Townsend is a homeboy who hits the big time in the 5 Heartbeats. Then, from Vanguard Cinema, a timeless classic imported from France. Gérard Depardieu in the 5-time Oscar-nominated Cyrano de Bergerac. Next, fast forward to the future where alien zombies are on the loose.
Greeny weenies, that's what I call them.
Trancers II. And man meets beastie in a fight to the death in the arena.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
And so is this.
It's hard to believe that you haven't had sex for 200 years.
204 if you count my marriage.
Wacky, wild, outrageous, and insightful. 5 films directed by Woody Allen.
That was the most fun I've ever had without laughing.
Finally, from Full Moon Madness,
The thrill of sinking our teeth into young, soft flesh.
Bloodsuckers head west in Sundown, the vampire in retreat. Plus, Mickey Rooney plays Papa to a puppet run amok. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. Next month, the unforgettable epic Dr. Zhivago. So if you like movies, shake, rattle, and roll on over to Cinemax in April.
So long, suckers.
The place will be crawling with patrol boats.
The time was World War II.
Anything that floats will be on the water.
The situation, critical.
And this is where we have to go.
The mission, suicide.
We'll creep in under cover of darkness, right down the middle of the British forces.
The motion picture that tells the story from the other side of the war. The German side. The boat. Thrilling exploits of a U-boat and its men. The very guts of the ship. Silent terror choked the narrow passages as it pushed on relentlessly. Their sweat and blood propelled it through a desperate fight for survival.
Both engines back 2/3. We can't take prisoners, you know that.
The boat, the story that has charged emotions across 2 continents.
Your Aunt Rose was telling me why you didn't leave Mississippi.
Good business.
In India, the word masala means a hot, spicy mixture. And in the new film Mississippi Masala, it refers to a hot, spicy on-screen love affair between Academy Award-winning actor Denzel Washington and an Indian girl played by newcomer Sarita Chowdhury.
You know how many people come to our motel?
Mississippi Masala is the story of a self-made owner of a carpet cleaning company, played by Denzel Washington, and a beautiful young Indian woman who was raised in Africa and immigrated to Mississippi with her family. Their love affair causes a stir in both the Indian and black communities because of the racial boundaries it crosses.
That I know.
It's a film, says director Mira Nair, which required a lot of energy to attain financing.
I think there was a degree of resistance to Mississippi Masala, only within America, though, primarily because of its powerful absence of white characters, which is exactly how we wish to tell the story.
Some critics have said that Mississippi Masala may not lure a mainstream American audience, but Denzel Washington disagrees.
You know, who are we to decide that we know what mainstream America wants? I think you do what you feel and what you think and what you want to express. And if it strikes a chord that people like, then they'll be attracted to it.
One sure attraction is bound to be the fact that Denzel Washington has the lead role. Besides garnering acclaim as an actor and an Academy Award in 1989 for his role in Glory, Denzel also has box office clout for another reason.
The sex symbol is a title given to a person by the media. And sooner or later, they'll take that title back. So I don't have to deal with that. That's just something that people in the media say about you.
The media may have given Denzel the sex symbol title, but that hasn't stopped directors from fueling it with scenes such as one in Mississippi Masala where Denzel bares his buttocks.
It was a love scene, you know, and when you make love, you usually don't have any clothes on, and then you usually fall asleep, and if someone knocks on the door, you put your pants on and you go to answer the door. Now, if I was really bold, I wouldn't have put my pants on. I put my pants on. So, like, for an eighth of a second, you see my backside. So I could have done the scene and said, well, he put his underwear back on or he had his pants on in the bed, but it didn't make sense, so.
Even though Mississippi Masala deals with socially relevant themes, obviously the producers have hopes that Denzel Washington's sex appeal will add that extra amount of spice.
Well, Miss Masala, racism, or as they say nowadays, tradition.
Next, he's striking out as a gigolo, but he's making the grade with Audrey Landers. Tyrone Power Jr. is starring as the California Casanova next.
Hello, I am Gérard Depardieu.
This month on Cinemax.
Please watch Cyrano de Bergerac. It's big no. It's a good movie.
From the director of Batman and Beetlejuice comes a simple tale of girl meets boy.
I think you should just come home with me.
Boy meets other girl.
This is Edward, who's gonna live with us.
Other girl meets other boy.
Hey!
Boy meets other women.
You take my breath away.
Other boy meets boy.
Those things are cool.
Boy meets neighborhood.
It's a heck of a handshake you got there.
Boy meets reality. Reality meets Edward Scissorhands.
He's big, bold, and it's said less afraid of a close-up than any actor alive.
In this business, you gotta be on your toes every minute.
He's Walter Matthau, cynical.
90% of the people in this world are fools, and the rest of us are in great danger of contamination.
Sarcastic.
I like women. My wife's a woman.
And starring on Cinemax all through April.
I have no intention of asking you to marry me.
It's no use arguing. I've made up your mind.
He's no match for matchmaker Barbra Streisand in the screen version of the hit Broadway musical Hello, Dolly. Next, it's the performance that won him the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
I'm not gonna stand still for one of your phony whiplash cases.
Whiplash? Nothing. We're going for all the marbles.
The Fortune Cookie with Jack Lemmon. Plus other memorable roles in Strangers When We Meet, Ensing Pulver, First Monday in October, Casey's Shadow, and more. Walter Matthau starring all month. Enjoy a different film every day at noon Eastern, the week of April 13th on Cinemax.
I've been working steady, and I've been going from one character to another, and so I haven't had time to be me. And I realized after 2.5 years, you lose sight of it. And I look in the mirror and I said, who's that old guy?
In the past few years, it seems as if Academy Award-winning character actor Joe Pesci has been in just about every major film released. His latest film is My Cousin Vinny, a comedy about an inexperienced New York attorney who comes to the rescue of his cousin and friend, two innocent boys accused of murder in the Deep South.
You graduated from law school 6 years ago. What have you been doing since?
Studying for the bar.
That's a lot of studying.
What's this over here?
You never heard of grits?
Sure. I just actually never seen a grit before.
And as usual, Pesci plays a highly colorful character who is a fish out of water.
Is it possible?
Did you say Utes?
Starring opposite Pesci is Ralph Macchio, who plays Bill, Vinny's young cousin. He's best known for the title roles in The Karate Kid and its 2 sequels. And Marissa Tomei plays Vinny's girlfriend. She says adjusting to working in film took some time after co-starring on the hit television series A Different World.
When you get used to a whole new way of working and a new circumstance that I never worked that way before for so long, meaning in film, on location, that type of part, and so it was just the getting used to that was more tiring than the work, which was really refreshing and fulfilling.
We agreed to get married as soon as you won your first case. Me?
My Cousin Vinny portrays Southerners as somewhat backward. But then again, Vinny himself is not exactly a walking advertisement for sophisticated New York. Ralph Macchio says the filmmakers are prepared for all kinds of criticism in that regard.
It's very tough to make a movie, a fish out of water type picture, without offending somebody, because that's where in the comedy lies, in the two different culture types.
It's time to make your phone call.
The clans here, they're inbred. They sleep with their sisters. Some of them do.
Joe Pesci is an actor who says he often builds his characters from the outside in, giving them a look and mannerisms before delving into their psyche. Pesci found inspiration for Vinny's persona in Brooklyn Attorneys.
I would go to court and watch them and see who would talk different ways, you know, and who would be charming, who would say something funny, who was powerful, who was scary or something, you know, little things I would pick up.
What?
Nothing. You stick out like a sore thumb around here.
Me? What about you?
I fit in better than you. At least I'm wearing cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah, you blend.
Long known as a respected supporting actor, Joe Pesci is more often seen lately in leading roles, having stepped into the spotlight with the title role in last year's The Super. It's something he's not entirely comfortable with.
You have the responsibility of taking the heat for the film. In the end, you know, I mean, the director can say and do what he wants, but you're the one that's going to take all the fall or the glory. And then they'll all jump in and get some glory too. You know, everybody else gets it. But if it's a downer, boy, they're not going to mention the cinematographer's name on the way down.
Well, one thing's for sure, My Cousin Vinny will never be described as a downer with the lively couple that Pesci and Tomei portray on screen.
Yeah.
Well, that would certainly explain the hostility.
Next, he's striking out as a gigolo, but he's making the grade with Audrey Landers. Tyrone Power Jr. is starring as the California Casanova next.
Ravishing and romantic, scenic and savage. April on Vanguard Cinema. He was a soldier, a swashbuckler, and a brilliant wit, feared by all and afraid of none, except a woman.
Roxane.
Gerard Depardieu is the towering hero with the terrible nose in the classic tale of tragic love. Nominated for 5 Oscars, including Best Foreign Film, the Cinemax import Cyrano de Bergerac.
Like to get on the tour tonight, folks?
The Great Niagara, a vacationer's mecca and a living battleground in the war between nature and civilization. Journey to one of the world's 7 wonders with the Cinemax documentary, The Falls. Moving and magical, topical and thought-provoking. Vanguard Cinema in April on Cinemax.
I think, is like a shark. You know, it has to constantly move forward or it dies.
April on Cinemax.
And I think what we got on our hands is a dead shark.
5 flicks from a guy with a singular point of view.
If I get too mellow, I ripen and then rot.
Woody Allen in the director's chair.
I'm a clarinet player in 1973. I go into the hospital for a lousy operation. I wake up 200 years later and I'm Flash Gordon.
With Sleeper.
It's hard to believe that you haven't had sex for 200 years.
204 if you count my marriage.
Annie Hall.
What is this, an interview? We're supposed to be making love.
Bananas.
Bananas, bananas.
Everything you always wanted to know about sex. And Love and Death.
You could say I'm half safe, half whore.
Just hoping I get the half that eats.
5 comedies from one of the funniest guys around. Woody Allen in the director's chair. In April on Cinemax.
Oh, that was the most fun I've ever had without laughing.
5 heartbeat, come on, here. It's the sound, the sound.
They have the sound of the times.
I think you guys have what it takes to go all the way to the top.
I want you on my label.
And their sights set on the top of the charts.
I thought it was on the radio. A new house.
What do you want?
But they have to reach deep into their hearts to get there.
I don't think this song is right for this group.
I want my boy's picture back on this album cover.
I can't sit back and watch you destroy yourself.
Talking about replacing people. Next thing you know, they try to change our sound. You're talking about marrying my brother.
A film by Robert Townsend. Co-written by Keenan Ivory Wayans. They were just 5 guys from the neighborhood, but their sound rocked America. The 5 Heartbeats. A Cinemax exclusive premiere Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern.